Welcome to another Panthers Pretend Draft here on This Team is Killing Us. This is mock draft number 8, which means our first week of mocks is officially in the books. And starting today, we are on week number 2. My name is Demetri. I am your host. I need you to do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, I don't know how you would be getting it otherwise, but please like the video, subscribe to the OG Triangle Media channel, and leave me a comment, whether it's what you think about me, what you think about my picks, what you think about the Panthers in 2024 in general. Doesn't matter. Those likes, subscriptions, and comments help more people find our videos, and that is what allows us to keep making great Panthers content here as part of the OG Media Network. All right, we've had a lot of the same picks come up over and over again, and I don't think that is absurd when you're doing regular team mock drafts. It's a product of who is going in that area. It's a product of who you like. So I don't think it is worth getting overly disappointed with the fact that we keep coming up with the same guys a lot of the times. I am today going to try to avoid doing some of the most regular picks again and again. Might just be hard to avoid at times, but let's dive on into it for today. All right. So another thing that is pretty common is we don't get a whole lot of surprises at the top of the draft. That's why I use the Pro Football Network draft engine. It's not just an algorithm trying to throw you off. Sometimes, you get a little thrown. I think I saw at the beginning of this one, Rome Odunze went ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr. That's probably not really going to happen, but it is one of those guys. All right, coming up to our pick at 33 here. I see some wide receivers worth taking. So we'll reject the Broncos offer, but the Texans offer is interesting. Let's see if we can get this to... Yeah, let's see if we can get these 2 picks for this year. And we'll keep that pick in there to expedite the process. All right, very good. I'm totally happy to trade down if it gives me 2 second-round picks, and to keep them all in this year is okay by me. I don't see a whole lot of guys that we would have absolutely needed going off the board there. We could go A.D. Mitchell. We could go Adisa Isaac. We could go Keon Coleman. Of course, I've said this over and over. My favorite wide receiver in this draft that the Panthers would likely have a shot to get is Xavier Legette. Maybe even do TJ Tampa. I think in the end, though, as much as I do want to avoid taking the same guys over and over, Zach Frazier, the center from West Virginia here, makes too much sense not to do. And speaking of makes too much sense not to do, let's go ahead and get Keon Coleman. I like the different talent set he brings. Big, tough, does have some speed, although that is not what he tends to rely on to make catches. So Keon Coleman will be the 42nd pick, and coming here into pick number 59. All right, nothing obvious here. I'm going to take this trade that'll give us, another late 4th round pick? And it only drops us back 4 spots. I think I'm okay with this. We're just sort of looking at what is available. I don't think Jonathan Brooks will be gone. I don't think Ben Sinnott will be gone. Well, I was wrong on Sinnott. So let's go ahead and take this pick. We've taken Jonathan Brooks in the past. I don't want to get Van Pan Granger from Georgia. No need to double up on a center this early. Without another strong edge rusher here, why don't we take Malachi Corley from Western Kentucky? A little bit undersized. He's a speed guy, though, which could be advantageous to us. Let's see, just reconsidering this. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Malachi Corley. So again, we pick up 2 receivers in the 2nd round, but because of the trade we made earlier, we can do that, and we're picking again at number 65. Let's see if we can trade out of this. Nope. Okay. Only to go back 1 spot, so I think it was worth a try to see if we can make this happen. No. Okay. All right, here, this may be a little bit of a reach. I don't want too many edge rushers to come off the board. No, you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to do Kalen Carson here of Wake Forest. We've sort of been drafting the secondary almost as an afterthought, right? I've used this phrase, we just need bodies back there a lot. Why don't we pick up a guy that actually could come in, maybe as a nickel right away? Maybe he grows into one of those top two safety spots. But Kalen Carson out of Wake Forest is going to be my pick at number 65. And my plan here is to hold tight at 101. If Marshawn Nealand is going to stay there, we didn't reach on him at 65. If he holds all the way down to 101, that's a no-brainer to me. Yeah, let's reject this trade offer and let's go get Marshawn Nealand out of Western Michigan, a guy that flew under the radar largely because of playing in the MAC. It's so hard to kind of find the MAC regularly on TV these days. But I like Nealand a lot. I think he really does a good job of getting after the tackle and moving that tackle off of his position to get to the quarterbacks. As we get ready for pick 124 here, and at 124, let's go with the very top of the board. Let's go Cade Stover. It gets us that tight end that we wanted. You know, last year before Stover decided to come back for the 2023 season at Ohio State, he was talked about as a second-round tight end talent in the 23 draft. So I don't know if it's just a matter of stronger class or stronger guys at other positions that drop him down. At 141, I'm not interested in a trade. I do want to want to get a tackle, and I don't know. Foster's a bit of a reach, but he's not a ridiculous reach. I think that's probably the best thing we can do right here is add Javon Foster from Missouri, another tackle. All right, now let's get a longer look at the draft that we have put together so far. You see, we have addressed the needs of 2 pass catchers plus a tight end, so make it 3 pass catchers in this draft. We have our center. We have an edge rusher. Again, this is one of those guys that you cannot anticipate being ready to replace Brian Burns right away, but I like Nealand and I'm interested in what he can grow into at the NFL level. Kalen Carson is a nice addition to the secondary. And then we just added Javon Foster out of Mizzou at tackle here. And I feel pretty good. Look, we're waiting all the way till 240 now, but I feel pretty good about taking whoever is the best player on the board. Maybe we'll focus in on the best offensive lineman or edge rusher on the board, but all of our needs are met, which I think is the number one thing you want to come out of the draft feeling. All of your needs are met. Secondary, but very close to the top is, did you fill at least 1 or 2 of them with guys that are going to be ready to contribute right away? I think that's true of Frazier. I think that's true of Coleman. I think it could be true of Malachi Corley as well. And now we're in position to just strengthen the overall roster. If Brennan as soon as I say if Brennan Jackson is still there, Brennan Jackson is gone. The reason I say that, the best fit that makes sense, like Brevin Spanford is the best player on the board right now. He doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us. We just got our tight end, right? Austin Reed, we have a young quarterback that just came in last year. We're not going to draft another one. So here, even though we already have one center, let's strengthen the overall depth of the offensive line. Let's take a national champion, just sort of scrolling here to see if there's anything new and different we can do. We could go DeJuan Edwards, I guess. We did that the other day. I'm going to stick with my initial instinct. Let's get Drake Nugent, just adding a little more depth to the middle of that offensive line. And that will do it for today's Panthers Pretend Draft. Filled all of our needs, added some bodies in places where it's good to have extra bodies, namely across the offensive line. Real quick, I will show you how our board kind of came together. And we'll just skip down. I'm going to click here on number 63 because it shows us everything. We traded 33 and 142 to get 42 and 59, and then turned around and flipped 59 to get 63 and 124. So just in moving off of pick 133, we picked up 3 solid picks, including 2 second rounders there. 3 guys that I think are going to make a big difference on this roster next year. Be sure and come back tomorrow. Again, we are posting one of these Panthers Pretend Drafts every day leading up to the NFL Draft. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment so more people can find our Panthers mock drafts.